Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft episode. Hope you guys are having a great day and happy 1.20 day, I suppose, even though it actually was like 2 days ago. But yeah, we've been busy. We've got almost all of them. We need like 2 more of these, I think. And we got a ton of cherry wood stuff. We've got almost all of the sherds. Very, very nice. But we are not going to be focusing on 1.20 stuff today because you guys have probably seen way too much of it from your favorite YouTube creators, playing it yourself, all that stuff. Instead, we're going to focus on something that I've been planning and a really big build that I'm very excited for. Unfortunately, you ever have those days when you think you fix something and then it doesn't work, and then you fix it and then it still doesn't work? Well, that happened to me today. I recorded quite a bit of intro and video, and all of the audio was just completely ruined. So, I need to catch you guys up on what's going on. We also have a raid showing up. That's not good. We're going to leave those guys to their own business. Let's throw on our gear in case we get attacked here, and take a look at what we've got going on out in the theme park. So as you can see, the lake is done. Thanks to SimSavabam, she has actually completely filled the entire lake with water and finished the bottom. Let's let the night vision hit us, and then we'll pop out of the water so you can see it all. Look at that. So she did the entire lake bed. Even put in some little custom rocks here and there, and I really like it. It makes the place look just so much more complete, and it's super cool. Then, to go with that, I went and made a first wall. This is going to be the wall for just the normal theme park section, and I love how it looks. All right, a fresh morning, and you might be able to see something on the other side of the lake over here that I've been working on. This was the video that I was working on, and we've already made some decent progress. So let me explain what is going on out here by landing up on this tree. Right here is good. This is going to be Castle Land. Sure, I'm not really sure what to call it, but we'll call it Castle Land. And the idea is this is one of my lands, and I want to have a big giant castle with a whole land in between it and in front of it. And I think it's going to look super awesome. We have been putting in the groundwork for it, which is all of this brick. And as you can see, I've done some texturing to try and break up the brick texture because it might be a little bit too much, you know, sometimes when you see it in massive scale. So breaking it up really helps. And then we did some blueprint, basically, stuff. So this is a building, this is a building, and let me hurry and build some scaffolding. All right, up from the bird's eye view, you can see we have our first little building here, and we'll walk through that in a second. But the main entrance to the castle is actually right here. So the doorway is right where my cursor is, if you can see the cursor in YouTube. And it's this big square right here. So this is going to be a big square castle front entrance with the throne room. And then these little pillar things on each side, the 8 pillars that you see, those are going to be the buttresses coming off of it. And funny word, but they're the big pillars that support and hold up the walls of the castle. Basically, we're going for a very Gothic-themed build here. Gothic-themed castle, I should say. Something that's not going to look too Disneyland-esque castle, because I don't want that. I want it to look different, so we're going a little Harry Potter, or if you've played Elden Ring, you can look up Raya Lucaria, and that is where I've taken some massive inspiration from. And in fact, the front of the facade of the castle, I took a lot of inspiration from, so you'll be able to see all of that. The front of the castle, though, it's going to be up, like, there somewhere. So how do you get to it? Well, you got to start imagining like we're in a theme park. So maybe you want to get on the ride that is Castle Escape. I don't know. Where you basically go into the throne room, and that is where the queue is until you get onto the ride and you go off into the castle and you swerve through the castle and everything. You got to go through the queue first, you know, wait in line. Maybe you'll come up here and you'll wait in line, and eventually you'll come out to this point. You'll go across the bridge that will lead you straight to the front of the castle. So, that is pretty much the plan. I hope you guys are excited to see this. I think we're actually going to get working on the castle right now, getting some of the terrain fixed up, and then start working on the walls and the foundation of it so we can see the scale and size of what this is going to be. This might be a long episode, sorry if it is, but this is going to be a cool build, so I'm excited. Here we go. Alright, so we have a progress update. Let's talk about what we're doing here then. So basically, like I said, I wanted an archway underneath the bridge going to the castle. So we've kind of laid out the shape that it's going to be to go underneath. And it'll probably be the exact same thing on the other side. Maybe a block over to give it a bit of a diagonal feel. And then we've been laying out the bridge and the platform that will be basically the entrance. So as you can see, the pathway goes all the way up now. Comes up here where there's going to be kind of like a balcony and then the doorway to the castle. So what we've been doing basically is we first laid out like a straight line from there to here, and then we slowly added on the sides, then added the curve. Then we wanted to figure out, you know, the like drop, how much to drop and stuff. So we just sat there and experimented with that, and now we're experimenting with the I'm not really sure what they're called, I can't remember. But we're experimenting where to put these. So I think we've got them all in place, and it actually lines up with this, which is really nice. So we're just going to put them all along this spot, do the exact same on the other side, and now we can start filling it all in, basically. So once we get this skeletal, you know, block setup going, we can just build this into this. So let's do that. Let's start pulling the walls down and finishing the archway of the gatehouse, or not gatehouse, the arch. And let's add the supports to this guy up here, and maybe add the whole balcony little section too. So just laying out some blocks to figure out what to do, and then you add in the detail. Don't try with the detail first, it gets too complicated. All right. The next day in real life, and we are here, and we can be walking along our path as we see the theme park in the distance, and boom, the entrance to Castle Land. We really need to come up with a better name. Man, that's getting old. But here we go. So definitely looks a lot thicker than the skeleton version that we had, but it kind of had to happen in order to have railings. So as you can see, we made kind of the little patio way up there and the whole bridge with a couple of arches in it, one for walking through and one for just looks. And then let's walk up the path. We also decided to add in this little castle escape. Wait 45 minutes. So hopefully that's not too long for the people, the guests of the park. But as you can see now, we walk up and we can walk along this bridge, and boom, we get to see the entrance and eventually the huge castle that will be looming here. I think this turned out really great. We did end up having to slant some of this, so as you can see, the archway has like 2 arches, and that is because I figured it looked way better with a focused arch, I guess, pointing one direction. When I just had it flat, it didn't look very good, and I kind of did the exact same thing with this archway up here too, to really make that nice flow from this side of the park over to this side as you walked along, and I felt like it really helped, you know, this view right here as you walk in, and it expands a little bit. So we need to get working on the face of this thing, and I think I'm going to attempt a time-lapse of this. We'll see how it turns out. I'm not really sure if it's gonna work well, because it is a very intricate, detailed, you know, face facade of the castle. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll leave a lot of the detailing stuff for after the time-lapse, once we get the main thing down. But let's see how this goes. Let's get to work. Sam here. Okay, so this is the episode of problems, mess ups, and hopefully not a bad video, but we'll see. But we didn't do a time lapse. It didn't work out. Too many things kept falling apart. Too many problems kept happening where the building wasn't the right size, all that. I was one block off here and there, and the time lapse wasn't working too great. So I did something, got a little carried away without an update, and boom! Ooh yeah. So as you can see, we have the front facade currently done now. There's absolutely nothing in here. We did fill up the walls, so let's land out here so you can see. Kind of brought the walls up to the level of where the whole castle will be, so that is like the floor level. And then we added this thing. Let's break it down a little bit, because from here it's just adding the sides, and the sides will add a whole lot. So this might look kind of derpy right now, and that's because without the side buttresses coming off and the little towers that'll have on the sides, it does look a little strange. So as you can see, when you walk up, we've got, man, I really don't know where to stand to get a good view of all this. Maybe right here on this part. Blink. Perfect. We've got 3 big windows, which I'm pretty happy with. Now, right here, we've got 2 double windows, or 2, not double windows, but 2 windows going up vertically. And same on the other side. And then we did a big, we'll back up over here to see this, a big circular window. The challenge with this whole thing was figuring out how to make it so it didn't look like flat. So I did end up taking, so on these 2 edges, there's going to be little tower tops. And I kind of took that same design. This is a tower top that you'll see right here where it's got this flare out point. I added them right here to make it sort of stick out and add some nice variation to the front of the build. I feel like it really helps quite a bit. And also, the whole gate kind of pops out as well. We didn't do any of the interior of the gate yet, but basically there's going to be just 2 big wooden doors that you can open and close, I guess. So I think it's looking really cool. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I do think I should be able to get a time lapse in for the buttresses. So maybe we can build a couple of the buttresses on a time lapse, and I think we should do that right now. This video, because of all the problems, is actually probably going to be pretty short, so let's just keep building and see what we get from this. Also, I do want to mention, Montezu and I did go and raid close to around probably 10 different ancient cities the other day, and we got this armor trim, which is the Silence armor trim. Holy smokes, was this super hard to get. The both of us combined took so long to get this guy. And so now I have all of them except for one. One more armor trim to go, and I have completed the set. I'm a happy person. Just figured I'd show off about that, and I'm pretty proud of it. So yeah, anyways, let's get working on these buttresses now and hopefully actually go into time-lapse time. Alrighty, there we go. We have castle done. Well, partially done. This is only going to be the start of the castle. We're going to build like a ton more. Way more right here. I want this whole like crevice right here of mountain. There's some mountain on the other side of the castle. I want it to be filled with just castle. So right now we just have this. Sorry, you can't see very far with the shaders on right now. Yeah, this is all going to be filled in. So I think the next time we do a castle episode, we're going to probably work on some buildings. Get those in. We've got to fill in this spot right here to make this feel like a nice circle, I don't know, area. So there's going to be buildings right along where this stone is. And then we're going to also put a nice building right here so that it frames a nice good path into here. So that will look really cool. This is one of my favorite angles, is walking around this little bend right here and seeing the castle show up. It just looks so cool. But I'm super excited with this. The back is not done at all. And to be honest, I'm not sure if it ever will be, because, you know, in theme park fashion, everything's a facade, you know, and then the backside of things are usually just scaffolding or some janky looking thing. So we might not ever have to do it, but if we decide to, we can. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed in the cinematic shots, but castle racers. Actually, I don't know if I had this in the cinematic shots. Castle racers. I've changed my mind, I think, on it being a roller coaster to it being a racetrack. So it's kind of like a go-kart thing. I feel like you see those a lot in theme parks, and I feel like this would be a fun theme of, like, you know, kind of like Mario Kart riding through Bowser's castle. This would be castle racers, where you're riding through on a boat track through some big huge castle. So I feel like that'd be pretty fun, and mix things up a little bit, because we're probably going to end up having a lot of different roller coasters here in the theme park anyways. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for today. I have been working on this gosh darn castle for so long, and it is so pretty. Oh boy, I love it. I think this looks super cool. I think that's going to do it. Hopefully you guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I need to get cleaning my storage room because of this massive project. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I broke some redstone. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.